they say back your memory is supposed to be able to go back as far as you're 3 years old. So my earliest memory that I have right now is my 3rd birthday. I just remember where we was at. I don't even remember the whole scenario. I just remember I didn't get something that I wanted. But outside of that, I know going into elementary school, I changed elementary schools from Garden Villas to Lutheran South Academy, which is a private school. So I went to a private school for 3 years. That completely changed my outlook on the world because of how they operated. They was having church during class. They was having real life, like on Wednesdays, benediction. Everything stops and you go to church at school. And this was so weird to me because I never was like a super, when my grandma was super AME, but nobody wasn't Lutheran. Then they backed door and she was like, I was always the kid that didn't want to be at church. I'm like, I don't want to be here. What we gonna do here? I'm bored. Let me stay at home. I'd rather be playing football, basketball. Even in the programs I was taking, I'd rather do anything else than do reading and math and art. It turned out to be useful. Everything turned out to be useful in the long run. But that experience of basically being surrounded by white kids and how they develop and how they grow, it changed how I look at my neighborhood and how the kids I was coming from developed and grew because it was completely different. It was way more structured. They had way more access to schooling, to books, libraries, mentors, everything that completely make you go a different direction than the people that was in the hood. We didn't have it. And that was only from 3rd to 5th grade. But the crazy part about that made it the most impactful was that that's the same time my mama got breast cancer. So in 3rd grade, when my mama got breast cancer, she shipped me off. We had just moved to a new house. She got me a private school. She thinking she did everything right. My mama like a genius. She graduated high school early, graduated college fast, got a master's fast, and was living until she got older and had kids because she ain't had kids till her 30s. So it was impactful to me because I'm looking at it like, in 2nd, 3rd grade, you ain't really thinking about somebody going through chemo and people gonna die. You don't even think about it. So my mom's still alive before we even get to the sad part. I don't want people to be like, damn, how sad this gonna get. Nah, she is a survivor. She beat it. But going through that allowed me to see the destruction of how society creates a scenario around how people are supposed to live and how people are supposed to operate and what perfect is and what you think is your life is supposed to be like, how to set a plan, and your plan can't go through. Even if it go completely through, it could still be a hole in the armor that'll pierce the veil. So that structured my mind like, damn. After that, we was probably doing good. She was an accountant. My mama got an accounting degree and she was working at the post office. So she was working for the government, getting cool checks. After cancer, you on disability. So disability ain't a cool check. Disability is like welfare damn near because you just surviving. And to go from that to that is completely a life shaker. So your life go from I'm really spoiled to I might still feel like I'm spoiled because in kids you don't know what you don't got. But y'all ain't got money. So it's the difference. You start to look at the world different when you can't afford something. And that shapes a child's reality because then they start to want things that they can't have. And that was a super, I don't know if I ever told that story anywhere, but that was what I know elementary was like. I remember that from elementary, like my mama not having hair going through the chemo with the bald head, you feel me? I remember that. I remember not being home alone a lot. My old man is gone, so we gotta depend on the streets even elementary, and she had moved us out, but we was still right down the street from the hood. So, and it was still in the hood. So, it just was a different neighborhood. So, it had an impact on the way we were able to grow, and it made me immediately be able to depend on the people around me. To my village was what raised me. My barbershop, I spent so much time in my barbershop that I know that's why I act how I act because I could see. 2 nights ago, I went to the club and I seen somebody. I don't even know his name, but I know he used to be in the barbershop when I was a little kid. And he was with one of my old school homies from my hood. So I'm like, I know it's him. But I don't know his name, but I'm like, bro, this nigga ain't crazy. He act the same way. And when I was a kid, I'm looking at it like, they used to just rank on each other all day. They used to play. They used to hustle. They used to, the normal, everyday things that happen at a barbershop in the hood that ain't actual, like, real barbershop. It's like a hood barbershop. And I know and I was a barbershop baby, so that's what had an influence on me because that's what I liked. They was getting money. Well, it was on the South Side. SUC was around at the time. That's what everybody listening to. That's what impacted my life to the point where I could say, like, yeah, I grew up on Screw.